Okay, folks, welcome back to another fantastic edition of Opali Presents Know Your Pros. And today's guest, we have Don Clobes of AAA Hauling. They are a professional junk removal business located here in Ventura, California. They serve the county at large, a local family business specializing in demolition, junk removal, hauling, you name it. Don is the guy you want to know at AAA Hauling, and I'm thrilled to welcome you, Don, as a guest today, man.
Thank you, Henry.
You got it, Don. I would ask you to describe what you do, why you do it, but folks can really just read right off the top of your head there on that
There
hat.
it is.
That tells a pretty good story. And I was complimenting you on the simplicity of your marketing and branding on the trucks and the signs. It's got to be big, easy to read, so that people can pick up on it and know immediately what it is you do. And this was sort of inspired by Pops back in the day when he founded this business. Can you give our viewers a little bit of a story about like how AAA Hauling came about and why you decided to go into business?
Absolutely. So, how it came about was my dad started back in 1965. He was actually doing gardening and junk hauling. At that time, that was kind of a fit to do a little bit of both. It started with, hauling off yard waste and, trimmings and so forth. And then eventually the gardening got put to the side and became hauling. And back then we had the good old yellow pages. So went from Ventura Lawn Service, which he was calling it then at the time, to AAA Hauling. And so AAA Hauling right at the top of that phone book listing, and had that phone book listing for many, many years. As a matter of fact, the same phone number for many, many years, going all the way back. Hasn't changed since I took it over in 2012. And so I did this work with him going through middle school and high school and working during the summers and doing both the gardening and the junk hauling. And, I remember being even a teenager doing, hoarding houses, similar to the hoarding shows you see on TV. I mean, if you've seen it on that show, we have done that. Luckily, that's not what we do every single day. The great thing about our job is it is a good variety of just picking up one appliance or a piece of furniture for a customer to get that out of their way, up to an entire estate and everything in between. And then we do demolition of the patio covers, the spa removals, hot tubs, in ground and above. So did it then, and then got out of it. Dad was still running it. Dad unfortunately passed away in 2012. And that's when I had to decide what we were going to do with the business. We were going to keep it going. And he was what we called at the family, we called it semi-retired. And, so he worked, but not, full-time hours. And so I have two brothers. One's got a PhD and is a professor, and the other one is a CPA at that time. And both of them were like, let Don have it if he wants it. And, oh, I want it. I'm like, yeah, I do. I enjoy, it's one of these jobs that we always leave a customer happy. We go in and take care of things. And, people say, how can you always have 5-star reviews? Because we're there with the customer 100% of the time, and we do what they want done. And that's been enjoyable to me. I mean, my family used to give me a hard time. It's like, oh man, nothing means more to you than a 5-star review on Yelp or Google. It just brings a smile on your face more than your own family. Well, no, not at all. I mean, love my family, but getting the reviews and taking care of those customers, it is enjoyable. I mean, it's sometimes it's just helping out a widow clear out the junk that the husband left behind, or family members. That's probably the biggest one that brings joy to me, is helping family members deal with that emotional situations where they've got a family member that's passed. I've been there myself with my father in 2012 and ever since then. So that was probably more the reason why I went ahead and jumped right back into it full force, grew the business, and continued to do it.
So you talked there about families going through, a tough time where, the house needs to be cleaned out, or we're dealing with a hoarding situation, or, something where you guys have to take it out and it's covered in sad or grief-filled memories. I think it's great that there's a silver lining though to the service that you provide to these families, because you guys, and you told me before we started shooting that, you told me you donate, recycle, and then trash. You're not just hauling this stuff away and dropping it right into the landfill. What you do first is you evaluate things, donate them, And then the things you can't donate, you then recycle. And if you can't recycle it, then that's when it ends up in the trash. So,
Correct.
you talked about how you guys do pre-sorting. A lot of this stuff is, overseen by your talented and capable folks who are part of your organization here.
Yeah, I've got all long-term employees. All my guys, all my regular guys have been with me for 8 years or more. Yeah, very, very, we take good care of them. They're very loyal and they're very experienced. I mean, we just had a realtor we went into needed to, it was actually the realtor's mother-in-law's house that was a rental. We went in one day, we tore out 3 bathrooms, an entire kitchen, the patio cover, kind of did a little bit of everything for her, as well as the junk left behind by the tenants. And so yeah, there's all those things we can do. And wood gets recycled, plastic gets recycled, metal gets recycled. And that's after the usable stuff gets donated and find a new home for it. So we're pretty
Yeah.
efficient on getting that done and trying to do our best to get things recycled.
So with you guys, that recycle, that donation, that sort of thing, especially when you're hauling away all this junk, I think is an important thing to point out. My last question is always, hey, why do you think that somebody should call AAA before that other junk removal, that other demolition business? I mean, apart from having the original SEO trick business name of AAA Hauling, top of the phone book, right?
Yeah,
Um,
right now, because with the internet, you can call anybody you'd like. But the biggest thing is we're a local company. Um, we have experienced staff, and probably more importantly than a lot of other guys that just jumping out of the business around here is that we're licensed both with city, state, and federal with trucking numbers and licensing there, which come with insurance requirements to even have those licenses. So we have workers' compensation, general liability, and commercial auto insurance, as well as an umbrella policy. So our clients are 100% protected, whether it's a property manager sending us out to one of their properties that owned by someone else, and now they're on the line depending on who they're sending out, or a homeowner themselves, having someone come into their very expensive homes here in Ventura County, to make sure everything's protected, their home's protected, they're protected from reliability. Heaven forbid an accident were to happen to someone. So
mhm.
that's the big key: is being professional, doing the right job, but also having the right coverages and being in place.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned to you that I talk all the time about businesses that are fly by night, or they might just, get it done for the lowest bid, get in, get out, collect the check. I've said that so many times, and that's not the type of business that we like to profile here on this show. We want businesses that come in, do it right, serve their community, and if we can, raise all boats with the rising tide, of how you do business here in Ventura County. Then that's great for everybody else. It just brings each and every other business to a higher standard. And it's one that folks live by here, Don, and you exemplify that. So that's fantastic. Don,
Great
before,
crew if they, I'm sorry,
oh no, yeah, great crew, seriously.
means a lot. I mean, if the guys aren't showing up in these red shirts, you've hired the wrong guys.
That's the way to know, folks. Like I said, you can't mistake AAA Hauling when they're driving by you, or if you see a guy in a red shirt with the AAA Hauling logo on it. Don, I was going to ask a minute ago, where can folks find your business? How can they get in touch with you? How can they find you online? Give us the
So
rundown.
online, you're going to go to AAAHaul.com. So that's just AAAHaul.com, nice and short. And then you can get us at the same phone number we've had since I believe 1970 now, 805 642 5910. That's 642 5910. And as well as you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So just look for AAA Hauling Incorporated, and we're on those as well.
Don, you're my last Know Your Pros of the day, and that just means that I'm going to spend about a half hour once we're done shooting here to peruse the AAA Hauling TikTok, the junk removal side of TikTok, which should be fun. I might get lost in a black hole with all the stuff that you guys take
Try
out.
to have fun. So there's some cute little videos out there.
That's cool. And that's Don Clobes of AAA Hauling, a professional junk removal business here in Ventura, California. Don, it has been such a thrill to have you here today as a guest.
Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it. Glad I got a chance to talk to you.
Know your